Someone call the fire department. It is snippet time. Hello, gals. Welcome to Sober Living Snippets, where we do our best to live alcohol-free so we can heal up our relationships, feel youthful again, and ditch regret and shame, and all those other unhelpful emotions that haunt us when we overdrink year after year. I'm Becca Jacobson, and I have a snippet for you. And first, I want to welcome all of my snippet lovers and all of the new snippet lovers. If this is your first time, welcome. You've entered snippet land, and things just will never be the same. I'm so glad you found us. I love snippet lovers. I love snippet lovers. I meet you, I talk to you, you're all freaking amazing. So there it is. I'm in heaven when I'm in snippet land. Gals, you won't believe what just happened. This all happened in the last 10 minutes, okay? So I decide it's time to do a snippet. My favorite time to do a snippet is right after I've walked Winnie. So Winnie is my dog. And today we did a really glorious hour-and-a-half hike down by the river and on a trail that I've actually put on my YouTube channel many times. You've probably seen me on that trail. Anyway, when I come off my hikes, I'm very energetic, feeling very good. You know, the body's been moved and the oxygen's flowing, and it's a good time to do a snippet. So I turn on the microphone about 10 minutes ago to get started. Oh, just to back up, I promise I'll get to the point. As you can imagine, doing the snippets 5 days a week, we're kind of always on the lookout for topics. You can imagine that, right? Which, by the way, if you have a topic you'd like me to talk about, shoot me an email. I would love to hear it. It's becca@beccajacobson.com. You can always email me at becca@beccajacobson.com about anything. But anyways, so we're looking for topics. By we, I mean my podcast coach and my team, and we're always on the lookout and we're always listing out the topics that are going to come down the pike. Well, today's snippet, somebody said, oh, people love quizzes. You know, they put quizzes in on websites, do this quiz and find out how much, how this and that, right? Quizzes. People love quizzes so they can learn more about themselves. And somebody suggested a quiz, and we put together 10 questions, and I'm like, okay, I'll do the quiz. And then I turn on the microphone 10 minutes ago, and I start talking through the questions, and I realize this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. Just stupid. And I realized I cannot do this quiz with a straight face. So I'm going to give you the questions. I'm going to give you the quiz, but we're going to laugh about it together. Because honestly, if I asked you those 10 questions in all seriousness, you'd probably stop listening to the snippets and go, what does she think I am, an idiot? So let's laugh together at the 10 questions. So the theory was supposed to be if you answer yes to 3 or more of these 10 questions, then you have a problem with alcohol, which is also stupid because you already know you have a problem with alcohol or you wouldn't be in snippet land. And I've already said on the snippets a million times, if you have to ask, you have a problem. Because why? Because ordinary, quote unquote, normal drinkers don't ask. I wonder if I have a problem with alcohol. They just don't drink when they don't want to drink, right? I mean, it's just, if you are asking yourself, do I have a problem? You've got a problem. Otherwise, you wouldn't be asking. So I have yet to have a woman come to me and we start chatting only to have me say to her, you don't have a problem with alcohol. Why are you here? I mean, it just doesn't happen. Because if she didn't have a problem, she wouldn't be. You get my point, right? I guess I'm overdoing it a bit. So you get my point. So you don't need a quiz, even though people love quizzes. So instead, we're going to laugh at these questions. They weren't meant to be funny, but I think you'll get the joke when you hear how silly it is that we would have to ask ourselves such questions. We don't need these questions to know that we have a problem. So here they are. The whole theory was I give you the 10 questions, you answer yes or no, and apparently if you said yes to 3 or more of them, you have a problem with alcohol, which again, like I said, duh, right? Okay, here are the questions. Number 1, have you noticed increasing mistakes at work or found yourself worried about your job performance due to drinking? Have you noticed increasing mistakes at work or found yourself worried about your job performance due to drinking? Well, that's a very sad question. I didn't mean to suggest that I was going to laugh at the questions. If you've noticed that, you obviously know that alcohol is a problem. You don't need me to ask you that question and for you to suddenly go, oh, geez, maybe I have a problem with alcohol because I screwed up at work last week because I was drunk. I mean, you get my point. It's a silly question. That happened to me. I started missing work. I was sick at work. I was definitely underperforming at work, but I never wondered why. I knew it was because of my drinking. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, do you make promises? Oh, this one's classic. I love this. I mean, this question. I could never ask you this question with a straight face. But let's do it. Ready? Okay, here we go. Okay. Do you make promises to quit drinking that you can't keep, leaving you feel ashamed and guilty? I mean, come on. That's our lives. That's how we live our lives. Like that is what we do day in and day out. It's how right? You and I know the absurdity of these questions. Okay, remember, the question was, do you make promises to quit drinking that you can't keep? Yeah, it's the story of our lives, right? Number three, are you experiencing, here's another one. Oh my God. Are you experiencing more frequent hangovers? It's like, can you imagine if I were to say to you, if you're experiencing more frequent hangovers, you might have a problem with alcohol. Oh, you mean it's the alcohol? I thought it was the hangover. I mean, obviously. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm being so mean. So mean. So mean. Okay. You don't, honestly. The person who came up, I can't stop giggling. The person who gave me these questions, I'm going to, they helped me produce the show, and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to, tell them here's how it came out. And I know they'll be able to take a joke because, look, if you don't know what you don't know, right? You don't know what you don't know. And if you don't have a problem with alcohol and you're young, right? How would you know? And probably they used AI. They probably just asked ChatGPT, give me 10 questions about alcohol. And these sound like something ChatGPT would spit out to me. So nobody's to blame here. Let's just keep having some fun. But remember, nobody's being picked on, okay? So, all right. So have you, okay. So number four, has your emotional sobriety, your ability to handle life's challenges without alcohol, become compromised? Let's read that one again. Has your ability to handle life's challenges without alcohol become compromised? Has your ability to handle life's challenges without alcohol become... What an awkward way to phrase a question. I think what they're trying to say is that we have a hard time handling stress without a drink. The answer, of course, is yeah, that's why we drink, right? Number 5. Oh, here's a good one. Has anyone in your life ever mentioned you're drinking? Jeez. Oh, boy. Yeah, the kids, the grandkids, the partner, the boss, the best friend, the auntie, the uncle, my pet dog, the goldfish. It's like, what are you talking about? Okay. Oh, my God. Number 6. Has your drinking affected your relationship with family members or your spouse? Right? It's a valid question, but of course it has. If you're in snippet land, you're going to get 10 yeses here. I certainly would have 10 yeses back in the day, right? Number 7, do you feel like you're wasting the best years of your life in an alcohol-induced haze? Yeah, of course. Totally. Yes, we are wasting the best years of our lives in an alcohol-induced haze. We don't just feel that way. We know it. We know it. That's why we're in snippet land, because we're doing something about it, right? Number 8, here's an interesting way to put this. Do you find yourself needing to reframe or hide how much you actually drink from others, especially family? Reframe. I wonder why they chose the word reframe. So all they're asking is, are you hiding your drinking or pretending you're drinking less? So are you finding yourself needing to hide how much you're actually drinking? Yes, we do that. We hide the booze in the closet, in the garage. We hide it in the trunk of the car. Of course we are not honest about it. If you're not being dishonest about how much you're drinking, just keep going, honey. Don't worry. It'll come. It'll happen. Don't worry. You won't be behind for long. You'll catch up in no time. Am I in facetious mood today? I guess I am. I didn't even realize it until I turned on the microphone, but let's just keep going. This is kind of fun. Number 9. Oh, here's a good one. Do you experience memory gaps, moments from the night before that you can't piece together, leaving you with anxiety about what you might have said or done? Blackouts! Of course we experience blackouts. Actually, not all of us. Not everybody experiences blackouts, but most of us do. I certainly lived in blackouts for years. I'd black out while I was drinking. They don't use blackout in the question, though. They call them memory gaps. It's a blackout, dear. It's a blackout. And by the way, if you're not blacking out yet, keep on drinking. You will. Don't worry, it's coming. And number 10. Have you found yourself taking a drink only hours after you swore you wouldn't? Well, isn't that a lot like question number 3? But yeah, that's true, right? Literally 9 a.m., never again. By 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we're pouring the wine. So, and I could think of more. So these are all, I guess, they're valid questions from people who don't know, but I think we're a little beyond a quiz like this, so I just literally couldn't do it. In fact, if I'd have tried to pull those questions off on you in a serious way, I'd be very embarrassed and probably quit doing the snippets forever. You'd probably never come back and would have done some serious damage here in Snippet Land. But instead, we got ourselves a little bit of a giggle with underlying, of course, seriousness, because the truth is all 10 of those questions are kick-ass true, and they destroy lives. So there is nothing funny about the destruction, but we have to lighten up now and then, don't we? Yes, we do. In fact, that's a topic of another snippet that I'm actually going to talk about later this week. If you're finding yourself serious all the time, that's not a good sign, my dear. That is not a good sign. And that was me. I didn't laugh for years. That lighthearted feeling. Anyway, now I'm starting to get off on the topic, but we are going to talk about that. But yeah, we need to be able to lighten up and not take life quite so seriously, because after all, 100 years from now, no one's even going to know who the hell we were. No one's going to care. Nobody. Sad, eh? Might as well live for today, make it a good one, enjoy the hell out of it, be kind and loving, and then go off into the great beyond with a smile on your face. There's no point in being morbid or morose about life, right? There they are, 10 silly questions, in case you're wondering if you have a problem with alcohol. All right, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. I am doing a book study next week, in case you haven't heard. We are going to look at Susan Jeffers' amazing little book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, starting 1 week from today, Monday, the 31st of March. We're going to start the book, and we're going to work this book a little bit differently because I have other things I want to talk to you about. I've decided that instead of doing it for 5 days in a row, we're going to do it 5 Mondays in a row. So we'll see how that goes. That'll spread it out over 5 weeks, which is fine. It just means that every Monday we'll do another chapter in Susan Jeffers' book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyways. And I think that'll work for you as well. If you're reading the book, you can go ahead and read it. And then when I discuss that chapter, it'll help us to see. It's always great to discuss books because we see things more clearly. When we're reading, we're just inside our own heads. So I'm going to do that book for 5 Mondays in a row, starting Monday, March 31st, next Monday. And the other thing I really want you to know about is the Sober Living Letters. The Sober Living Letters are supplements to the snippets. If you're not getting my letters and you're just getting the snippets, you really are missing out. Think of the snippet as the what and the letter as the how. So this is an easy action you can take today. Sign up, get the Sober Living Letters. The minute you sign up, I'm going to send you 2 life-changing tools. The first one is a free copy of my international best-selling memoir, so you can see that I know exactly how you feel. And along with it, a free breathing guide I wrote for you to help you regain control in those high stress moments so the cravings don't win. This is not just another email list, gals. It's a deeper dive into snippet land and a reminder that you are stronger than your cravings. You do not have to figure this out alone. Go to the show notes, sign up now, take back control. Your next trigger doesn't have to lead to a relapse. All right. Thank you so much for coming. Hope you had a little bit of fun today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for popping in. Be sure to come back tomorrow so we can keep your head on straight. Sending you buckets of love.